start of the NFL season. So, today, I want to talk about it. And not just talk about it, but let's have a drink and talk about it. I have this Suntory minus 196 double lemon. It is shochu, vodka, and soda. And these are so good. I'm not a big drinker, but I picked up an 8-pack of these. And these are absolutely fantastic. It doesn't even really taste like alcohol. 6%. Approximately 1.6 standard drinks, but I don't know how they determined that. Let's take a sip. That is absolutely delicious. So I'll have that over the course of the video, but I want to talk about this upcoming NFL season. It crept up on me quicker than I was expecting. Every year I've kind of played around with the format of how I do my predictions and reviews, but I think I'm pretty much going to just follow what I've done in years past. So I'll do my weekly prediction video, and then at the end of the week, or the start of next week, I'm not sure, but do the reviews. Obviously last year I was thrown for a loop, adjusting to the Australian time zone difference. This year it's going to be even more difficult. Because the Sunday games, that's my Monday. And so I have Fridays off of work, which is Thursday in the States, so I'll be able to watch Thursday games, no issue. And I'll be able to watch Saturday games, no issue, because that's my Sunday. But Sunday is my Monday. So, whereas last season, I was kind of, the work I was doing, I was like making my own schedule and stuff. So I still had time to watch games. I wasn't like on a shift. But now I am. So, I don't know. We're gonna see how it goes. And I'm just saying next season the reviews and stuff will be playing it by ear. My boss is a big Patriots fan, and he's been telling me stories about waking up at 3 in the morning to watch the game before going into work. So if he can make it work, I should be able to make it work. It's just gonna be figuring out how to do it. So the reviews and predictions will be coming as always. That is a cornerstone of my channel, but the first couple weeks might be a little bit touch and go until I figure it out, just as a warning for you guys. I've seen a little bit of preseason stuff, not a ton, but just going into next season, some thoughts I have on a small handful of teams. Not anything, like Vegas at this point. And next week I'll be putting out my predictions for week 1. But the Colts, it was really cool seeing some more of Anthony Richardson. I was really high on him last year. Now obviously he got hurt. Well, he got hurt multiple times. But after just the first few weeks, he was out for the season. So he came into preseason and he looked hot and cold. He had one really good touchdown drive this last week of preseason. I think the preseason's done now. He had this great touchdown drive. He looked really good, athletic, comfortable. All the things I liked about him before he got hurt last year. But then he followed that up with a pick six, like just a little while later. And he looked shaky in parts, and so there's still flashes. There's still flashes of what really excites me about him as a prospect. But I definitely think this is going to be a rough season for him and the Colts. This is going to be another down year for them, I think. But I see a lot of potential in him. If he continues to develop, if he can stay healthy this year, I'm really excited for him. The Jaguars, I didn't watch too much of them. I was just watching a little bit of a game, or maybe just a quarter and a half. But I thought that their offense looked a lot better. They had this one, I think he was a rookie wide receiver. He looked really good. He was making some long, good first down receptions. But that's just one thing. Watching the Jaguars as briefly as I did, I thought that their offense looked a lot better coming into this season. But the only problem is their division. Let's see. Let me just quickly look where they're predicted to finish. This is just CBS Sports. CBS Sports, Jacksonville. We're alphabetical here. Boom, 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 boom. Predicted 9 and 8. But the problem is the Texans are in their division. I think Jaguars and Texans should likely be 1 and 2, but in what order? I think at this point most people think the Texans are going to be 1. Yeah, because right now the Texans have the 6th best odds to win the Super Bowl, which is crazy. They're getting a ton of off-season hype for good reason. I mean, that team does look very good, and they continue to impress in the preseason. I watched a game of theirs. I noted, I said they look very strong. I said they're a Super Bowl dark horse. I didn't realize they had the 6th best odds. So right now your favorite for the Super Bowl is, they're predicting a rematch of last year, Kansas City versus San Francisco. Kansas City is plus 550 to win the Super Bowl. San Francisco is plus 600 to win the Super Bowl. Then your third best odds go to Baltimore at plus 1100. So Kansas City and San Francisco are heavily favored, like by pretty wide margins here. Your fourth best odds is Detroit at plus 1200. The Colts at plus 1,300 and the Texans at plus 1,500. Then you have the Bengals also at a plus 1,500. But really, outside of that top 6, I don't see any team realistically being a Super Bowl winner this year. The way the NFL landscape right now is extremely mediocre, it feels like. Right now, I think my personal bet would be Kansas City Chiefs repeating. But in my personal opinion, I might even put the Ravens ahead of the 49ers. But the 49ers are going to beat a fairly weak division. So maybe that's part of the bet here. And I haven't seen the full schedules yet, actually, so I don't know who. Maybe the strength of schedule there as well. Detroit as well should be really good. The Panthers. Bryce Young looked good, finally. He didn't play until his most recent preseason game, but he looked the most comfortable I've seen him so far. That's not saying much, obviously he was in against second string defense. But if you were a Panthers fan and you've been like struggling or you feel like hopeless, this might. I did think Bryce Young looked quite good here. I'm not saying this is Carolina's season or anything, but there should definitely be some notable improvement from last year. I mean, there's nowhere to go but up, hypothetically. But Minnesota, I was really hoping Minnesota was going to have a good year after everything. I like J.J. McCarthy, but then he ends up getting hurt, and at first it looks like he might just miss a couple weeks. But then as more information comes out, where he's going to miss the entire season, so you're not off to a great start there. Jordan Addison gets carted off. I believe I don't know if it was during a preseason game or during a practice, but he's going to miss a big chunk of time. So Minnesota, who was already predicted to be pretty terrible, already expected to be one of the worst teams in the league, and there's just nothing to even look forward to this season. Here at Cartman might suck, but we can watch this rookie QB, we can, watch this or that. No, you don't get any joy. Minnesota fans, you should have a good draft pick, but no, you don't get joy. Okay. Pittsburgh, I loved how, the sports media landscape was trying to fabricate some sort of quarterback battle in Pittsburgh. I don't know if anybody truly thought that Justin Fields was ever going to challenge for that QB1 spot. I know there are some, delusional Justin Fields fans on social media. But I was sitting there and I'm like, these people really think he's going to be the QB1 in Pittsburgh. Now, Russ did have some struggles in preseason, but so did Justin Fields, and my honest opinion is that Fields is going to be fizzling out of the league soon. He might bounce to one more team, but I think this is probably the end of the line for Justin Fields. And speaking of end of the line and delusional social media fans, Trey Lance in Dallas, he looked really, really bad. San Francisco should be thanking God every single day that their quarterback situation turned out the way that it did. got so lucky with Brock Purdy. Because Trey Lance, with the amount of draft capital they moved for him in that first place, is looking genuinely terrible. And another guy I think will probably be out of the league. But what's crazy to me is like how rabid some of his social media defenders are. Like there's genuine hardcore Trey Lance fans. And I don't know if I really understand why. Like, what has he done to warrant this from them? But he had that one interception right in the end zone. It was really, really bad. But yeah, like I said, San Francisco should just be every single day. Thank you for Brock Purdy. And then just 2 more notes on other rookie QBs in Denver. Bo Nix, they've announced that he's QB1. Not much surprise there, to be honest, but I mean, it's again good for them. I don't think Denver's gonna be all that good this season, but unlike Minnesota, you have a young, exciting quarterback to at least watch and be excited about as you get a top pick. Let's see, Denver. They are expected to be the 2nd worst team in the NFL. Patriots are expected to be the worst. Denver the 2nd worst. So again, you're gonna suck. But at least you'll have Bo Nix to watch while doing it. And then you can get excited about the idea of building around him. But the Patriots, even though Drake May looks so good, all the indications kind of seem to be that they're going to sit him for Jacoby Brissett, and I don't disagree with that because their offensive line is so bad. You do not want Drake May getting a career-altering injury in a throwaway season where you're on a collision course for the number 1 overall pick. There's no point in doing it. Just sit him, let him maybe play some garbage time, 4th quarter, let him play week 14 against whoever, like, let him get some reps, but there's no point in risking this dude's health if you think he's your long-term franchise QB for a throwaway season with a Swiss cheese offensive line. And finally, I saved the best for last. I know how this whole thing works. Caleb Williams, he made some really good passes in preseason. Let's see, how much did he play in preseason? I only watched his first little bit. Preseason. Did he only play 1 game? I think he did only play 1 game. 50% completion rating, 170 yards, averaging 8.5 yards per pass or per completion. 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. His longest pass was a 45-yarder, so he must have only played the 1 game. That's I can't see it though because it's preseason. Well, that's the only one I watched at the very least. But that 45-yard pass, he looked really good. It's going to be interesting to see how that translates, obviously, to the regular season. I expect the Bears to be probably a bottom 8 team, but they're going to be a lot more exciting than they were last year, and they're on the right path. Get another difference maker this year in the draft, and you're off to the races, I think. So, yeah, I'm excited for this season. Not really for the Seahawks. I think my Seahawks are gonna be quite mediocre. Unfortunately, our best edge rusher just got hurt in our final preseason game against the Browns. So, but that means that I don't have to devote a weekly slot time to watching the Seahawks. I can be like, okay, well, I'll just watch the highlights or check the box score, but I'll watch one of these maybe more exciting teams. But anyway, guys, let me know what you have thought so far this preseason, your expectations for the upcoming NFL season. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to figure out how to make this all fit in my schedule, but if you like the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this almost every single